Hello everybody, CabooseDOTexe, and today we're going to be doing another video on Killing Floor 2 news, this time for August 27th, 2019. Today's news is entitled Investigating the Paranormal, and it covers some quality of life changes as well as a peek at the new map. And sadly, no, the quality of life stuff is not about the paid DLC. But the changes that they're planning on making are pretty nice. There isn't anything actually concrete, just the ideas of what they're going to do. So there's no real numbers I'm going to be giving you, just what their goal is. For starters, one of the things they're going to be doing is taking another look at the Vlad-1000 Nailgun as well as the Hemoglobin. They're going to attempt to make them more useful, or in my opinion, give me a reason to use it and make it worth something, respectively. I know that sounds very rude, but the Vlad has fallen by the wayside since the game started adding new weapons. It wasn't that great of a weapon to begin with, and as players started to gain a bigger arsenal of weapons for the Berserker class, the need for ranged weapons just felt useless to the perk. Even adding it as a support weapon, it just was overshadowed by better options. However, I am excited to see how a fully automatic version will be for SWAT. As for my current thoughts on the Hemoglobin, it's, well, okay. I thought it was dead on arrival. I think it's been the only Killing Floor 2 weapon added that did not get my attention. I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I just can't see why I would use it. I even have a friend that likes to experiment in games, like in Killing Floor 2, he's always thinking differently than other players do. He often goes against what some might consider a meta. And even he can't figure out what the Hemoglobin is good for. How are you supposed to use it? Somebody please tell me in the comments. I imagine yourself as like a salesman trying to sell me this weapon. Why would I use it over anything else the medic has to offer? I'm hoping that whatever they figure out will make the weapons kind of stand out. The Hemoglobin I think has a nice creative idea, I just don't think it's that effective. As for the Vlad, I like the bouncing around of the nails, but it just doesn't do enough damage for me to want to use it over anything else, you know? I don't know. Pitch your ideas in the comments. I'd like to know what you guys think. So let's move on, and our next change is going to be for Commandos Recoil. They're going to be doing some reworking here with the hollow point rounds, as it's going to become a passive, because players deem it to be necessary for the perk to be viable. Tripwire wants it so that way players feel free to experiment with the different skills. And having one skill basically be a requirement just doesn't suit the way they want to have Killing Floor 2 work. The reason why players think that it's necessary is because of how well it affects your recoil. So they're planning on making recoil a passive thing as opposed to a skill that's going to just make it better. Now for our next major adjustment, it's going to be about the Abomination, and the goal is to make him more engaging to fight. His current design is meant to be fought in the more arena-like style levels like Krampus's Lair. However, it doesn't pan out well in other maps. And to account for these more open maps, he'll be tweaked in the following ways. The spawns are now faster and do more damage, but have less health and no lingering gas. And as an added bonus, they will now damage the Abomination if killed around him. Next, the Abomination has been given a chance of knockdown instead of enraging when a piece of armor breaks, and he is now more vulnerable to fire. His attack range and damage has been bumped up, and his overall movement speed has been increased. Hopefully this will make him more fun to fight. In my opinion, the Abomination is not my least favorite boss. That slot's reserved for the King Fleshbound. However, the Abomination I do find to be the most frustrating, although I think that's what he's supposed to be, a nuisance. I'm curious to see how these changes will affect the boss fight overall. Now for our last quality of life change, it is going to be to the Stand Your Ground objective to make it more rewarding and fulfilling to players. Before, it had a pool of dosh that it would give, and the number would tick down if the player to Z ratio wasn't good. In the next update, it's going to be basically the opposite. The reward will go up depending on how many Zeds are killed while standing in the zone. The reward will still go out to all players regardless if they were in the zone or not. I read this part a few times because I wasn't quite sure, and that's the best answer I got. I'm hoping it's going to be that way because that does sound a lot more fun. I find it frustrating when you just can't get the Zeds out of the zone, which is only made worse when the zone's in a really bad spot and too big. When this objective first came out and they started adding it to all the maps that never had it before, it was kind of difficult to defend those zones. This is because the zones would be too big and a lot of Zeds would flood it, so it'd be really hard to maintain. Not that you couldn't do it, it's just that you're most likely going to lose a few bit of dosh here and there. And if it's in a really bad spot, like for instance the staircase in the manor that leads into the basement, that is like, oh my god, that spot, just why? Oh my god, it's so hard to defend. I'm assuming this changes mainly because there are players who do want to do the objectives and those who don't. and the amount of players that don't want to do it exceeds the amount that do want to do it, well, then what happens is the people who do want to do it aren't going to have a chance of performing the objective at all. So at least this way, those who do wish to partake can at least do the objective and not have to worry about what other players want to do. I think this is a good idea, but let me know what you folks think in the comments below. And finally, we have our screenshot of the new map, the Ashwood Asylum. Apparently, you can still hear the cries of the tortured souls. And assuming since they haven't showed what the redesigns for the Zeds are going to be for this update, which will most likely be for Halloween, I'm guessing there's still going to be classic movie monsters running around an abandoned asylum, which just sounds like so much fun. No sarcasm there, I mean that legitimately. I love the designs they have for Halloween. And that's going to be it for now. Let me know what you folks think in these changes in the comments section. I love talking to you guys down there. It's so much fun. You know, it gives me something to do on those Tuesdays where work is slow. If you'd like to stay up to date with Killing Floor 2 content as well as get my perspective, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so that way you'll be notified. I got a few Killing Floor 2 videos as well as some other kinds of videos that I'm working on, as well as some more funny moments, and I'd like to know what you guys think of those when they come out. Also, make sure to look out for me at PAX West. I'm going to try to go to the tripwire panel. You might see me there if they have the Twitch stream up. First one of my viewers to recognize me at PAX West will get a free copy of any $30 game that they want on whatever platform. Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, even Epic Store. I'll get you. They also get a hug and a high five, which everyone gets if they everyone can get. It doesn't matter who you are. Oh, I just cracked my elbow. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. But until the next video, just remember, I love you.